Welcome into Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. It's Stu and Mike here to take you through the card at Rosehill Gardens this weekend. Hopefully plenty of winners coming your way. Best bets value, the $100 hot seat later in the show. And Mike, winter racing, that's just what we're about at the moment, isn't it? The rain was around, but a nice sunny day Thursday. It's winter racing.
Yeah, we don't mind these conditions. We're ploughing through these winter wet tracks. Great conditions to try and find some winners at massive, massive odds. I wonder if some of the punters at home are tuning in for a Queensland tip, though, after the effort last week, Stu, but I don't think we can do any better than that, Stu.
Oh, mate, it was a great effort. Of course, we are talking about the last Group 1 of the season. It's the Stradbroke. I think we've got some vision here, so let's just roll it, Mike, and well, hopefully those that were on can enjoy it.
Chief Ironside, Rainier is over on the inside, Graff runs home as well, and Tyzone is down the outside with Trekking. Madame Rouge has got the lead, there's a wall chasing, Nicanova's coming through, Tyzone the outside, Madame Rouge, Tyzone, Nicanova, Vega one late as well, Tyzone! I reckon Tyzone, the Tolga Tornado, has got up and won the Stradbroke in photos. Nicanova,
For those that missed it, I tipped Madame Rouge at 50, Stu tipped Tyzone at $16. We did not have the Quinella. We had them both each way. I thought I had you, Stu. I owe you a case of beer. Like I said, we did not have the Quinella or the exotics, but somebody did, Stu.
I can't believe we didn't go in for that Quinella, Mike, but a good racing, feel-good story. My mum, $2 counter, $2 punter from the couch. No Quinella, no trifecta. She just put those two in a first four, boxed up a few others, $10, turns into 22 grand. How good's that?
Thousands of hours of analysis. She beats us over a gin and tonic. I love your mum, Stu. How good.
Names can do it, but that's a tipping we've got to live up to this week, Mike.
Yes.
So let's have a look at Rosehill Gardens. We've got to focus on the track conditions, and we're, as we said off the top, still winter racing. We're still on the soft surface.
And Rosehill's not a bad wet track, is it? With the rail and the true, we know it's going to be just soft 7, maybe heavy 8, probably soft 7 we think.
Yep.
But with the rail true, pretty fair, edging off rails throughout the day. Most horses we think should get that chance.
Okay, and let's having a look at the card. We've got the Winter Cup early on, Mike. I know that's one of our 5 races. What about the other ones? What else can we look at? The 2-year-olds. You've been into those the last few weeks.
I don't mind this 2-year-old race. I was about to do it, but you know when you just have a feel for a race, a couple of first uppers, first starters there. Winter Cup, talk about not having a feel for a race. That's a tough start. Race 4, race 5, not a bad betting race. Right through the middle, race 8 and race 9. The get-out stakes, not a bad punting race too.
Well, it is a little tough race to start off, isn't it? The Winter Cup, race number 4. Let's have a look at this one because that is where we are starting the day's analysis. This Saturday, it's the Winter Cup and Chris Waller. 5 runners and they are all pretty much right at the top of the betting. And it's Woogok getting the rails run in the Lord Mayor's Cup. Absolutely bolted in. 7 wins on the heavy track. That's why he's favourite again this week. $2.50. The Lord Mayor, $4. Running on well there. Probably the best of the closers that day. Yulong Prince, $4.20. Only run this trip when running second in the South African Derby over the 2400. We've got Cars off there, $9. Racing in Melbourne this preparation. Probably the likely improver out to 2400. And then Scarlet Dream at $10. And Gayatri, another one for Waller there that was well back in the Lord Mayor's Cup, Mike. But Woogok, what a win this was. One of Sydney's best mutters, you'd think.
It's a great mutter. He had the right run in transit. Let's have a look at one replay. We had a look at the strategy. So only one replay for this race, but we probably only need it. The Lord Mayor's Cup lead up, steady tempo and a little bit of bias towards the inside 5 lanes, which is both important to note. Woogok had the perfect run, sprinted through fresh. Is he fit enough to stable? Find out. Yulong Prince solid, but he always is, isn't he? The Lord Mayor, I think he was good against the bias. Scarlet Dream, not doing much in the wet track. And Gayatri, just not ridden. That's a pipe opener, if ever I've seen one, Stu.
All right, well, that's it. There's the race. I mean, that is the main race we've got to look at, Mike. All the form's going to be coming out of that. So let's have a look at the key factors now. Keep your eyes on the top right-hand side of the screen as we run our mini race for the Winter Cup. And Woogok, well, you've got to be impressed by that. There's the form.
Yeah, watch this analysis if you like the key factors, but call Waller if you know him. He's got the field. Woogok, just beat him last start, light him up.
All right, so it's Woogok the one they have to catch. Who's got progression here, Mike?
Interesting question. Woogok can get fitter, I think. He was first up off a break. Yulong Prince deep into his prep, maybe not. Scarlet Dream, she tends to taper.
Look at that, absolutely perfect diagonal line across the page there, Mike. What about the distance stage of prep to 2400?
Yeah, that's the question. Steady 2000. If they put the tempo from the 600-700 metres, will Woogok stay over 24 with a big weight? Cars off, Look, he's okay. Maybe we're being a little bit unfair. He's raced okay over 2,400 before.
Okay, so gold for Waller's other runners there. It's Woogok and the Lord Mayor out in front. Track conditions, a few of them have seen the wet tracks of late.
And Karzoff has come north on the float for a reason. He's a mutter.
Okay, so a little bit of love there for another Waller runner. Position in run 2,400, not much key here.
Well, it's so important, I think, in the run, but we just don't know where they're going to be and who's going to get the right ride. It is important, but it's hard to plan on a Thursday night.
Okay, so Woogok and the Lord Mayor from Yulong Prince and Gayatri and Karzoff. Chris Waller, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there, Mike.
As expected.
I don't know if you've got his hotline, mate, but you haven't picked up the phone, I don't think. So where are we going to play in this race, mate? Woogok, what a win it was. But look, now you've got to take a much shorter price, don't you?
We don't need the phone. We can watch the odds on tab, come in, go out. It's a betting stable, and I think the late moves will be so important. On a Thursday night, if I'm going to guess the ones they'll like, it's the 2,400 metre types at the right stage of prep in a very, very evenly matched race. The Lord Mayor and Gayatri, both similar types, big striding types.
Yep.
They're the best bet in the value bet. Gayatri put a pen through its last start. Just a warm-up run, I think.
Okay, Waller from potentially
Waller.
Waller. They're in race number 4. Let's get next into race number 5, 1,200 metres. It's a benchmark 78 for the 3 and 4-year-olds. And Mo's Crown, Mike, got the job done for us last time, and it is well-supported favourite here, $3.70 into $3.10. Very, very strong here on the heavy over the same trip as well. We got switched on the second line into $4.60. So reliable. Only finished out of the placings once in its career. Rari, $7.50, 5 seconds and a win last preparation. What a prep it was. Malaya Magic, $8. Racing well in the soft and the heavy. Last 2 on pace. Just missing at Randwick. Some nice money there in from $10 as well. And Outback Diva at $11, coming from a minute back there at Kembla Fresh over the 1,000 metres. But Mo's Crown, Mike, this will be a nice one to watch because we were on.
It was a nice one. We were on last start and he had the kicker with progression with James Mack on. And an aggressive ride, and we saw just what he can do straight to the front. Once again, that little bit of inside bias leads all the way to strong tempo. Too tough. Bring the Ransom. Look, back off that strong tempo. She enjoyed how hard Mo's Crown went, and she was just starting to warm up late when she was blocked. She's a good finisher, that horse, but she's drawn wide again. Edison, kind of warm in the market, but kind of weak late.
Okay, well, there's what we're going to look at. There's Mo's Crown getting the job done. All right, let's take it back a couple of weeks now. We're looking at Malaya Magic and Dunbrody Power, Mike. Malaya Magic, it's going to get the run on pace again on Saturday, jumping from a nice gate. Can it do this again?
Talking about stables, if this horse was trained by Waller, she would be going around at 380, 420, who knows, but much shorter. She's so tough, she's so reliable, she loves the mud. Look, she was 3 wide, no cover.
Left in front
too.
She
hit the lead such a long way out. This is a massive run. Good horses around her. 3 who'd come out and won on Wednesday a couple of starts ago. The time was okay. Look, she doesn't love Rosehill, but on a heavy track, I think she'll like it enough.
Yeah, right there till the end was Malaya Magic in that replay. Okay, it's race number 5. Let's get it all started now with the key factors to try and find the winner. The 4, Mike, Mo's Crown was good, but Rari and Malaya Magic have got it.
Oh, I think at the weights, she does have Mo's Crown just by a length, I think, and Rari, the form from last prep, looks pretty strong now.
Okay, well, hopefully a few of these can progress, Mike.
Not so sure about progression for Rari first up. Just one trial, maybe look at the yard, switched.
Yep.
She can improve second up. Outback Diva, a progressive horse.
Okay, so Rari and Malaya Magic out in front of the favourite Mo's Crown. And of course the distance, 1,200.
1,200, Outback Diva, like it better than 1,000. Stella Seasun, strong tempo 14, too much for her last start.
Okay, so these 2 still there, but a couple chasing up, including Outback Diva. What about these track conditions?
Looking for mutters who like the track. Oh, I think maybe okay, Stu.
All right, they all tend to like it at least a little bit. So Rari, Malaya Magic still there, Mike. Position in run. Who gets this one?
The killer punch for a reliable
There we
horse.
go.
James Mack has to go forward with Mo again. And Jean Van Overmeyer will know that and tag him all the way.
Okay, so Malaya Magic out by a length there when it mattered with position in run from Rari, Mo's Crown and Outback Diva in behind. And Mike Mo, a couple of winners on this show, and it doesn't look like we're going to back up on that horse. But look, a little bit of value in the race. So let's have a look at the odds here because there's a few that just got specced there throughout the key factors, including Outback Diva. Of course, Malaya Magic was there as well. Switched, oh so reliable, but it's a few lengths behind. But you got Malaya Magic on top here, Mike. $8 sounds good to you.
Yeah, definitely. Rari's a yard watch if he's ready first up. He could have progressed since last prep. The trial was okay. Switched. She's a track watch as well. If it gets to soft 7, soft 6 and she's good in the yard, she can definitely win as well. But if it stays pretty heavy It stays pretty testing. Malaya Magic is just so tough, and she's the each-way player of the day, but you can't get each-way odds on the tab on a Thursday night yet.
All right, we love a tough horse here. Malaya Magic for us, race number 5. Well, there's a look at 2 races on the card for Rosehill. Stick around after the break. Plenty more coming your way. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. We are having a look at Rosehill Gardens this weekend. We've done 4 and 5. Now it's on to race number 6, 1,800 metres. Benchmark 88 to handicap, and there are a few horses flying in Sydney at the moment, and Soldier of Love is one of those. Well supported, $4 again into the $3.70 quote. Rachel King looking for a hat-trick on him. Draws out here today, on Saturday I should say. Spirit Ridge, $7 on the second line. Great chase to get there fresh at the midweeks out in trip here. New Arrangement will need a bit of luck to go its way to get a run here as the 5th emergency, but it is $7 after not having much luck last start. Matawi, $9.50. A little bit of money there on Thursday. We've got Etana at the top of the weights. Draws wide here with the 60 kilos. Articus, $10. Attention Run, $12. Across Dubai, $12, Mike. But Soldier of Love, this horse is absolutely flying, and we're going to see why.
I was against it last start, but as soon as it
right.
walked into the yard, I realised, oh dear, I am in big trouble. And it got on pace after the leader over-raced a bit, and it was just too strong. I think it's better than ever, this horse, Soldier of Love, so strong. Articus, look okay, but deep in prep's a risk. Strome, okay as well, but up in distance is a risk. Across Dubai, not bad for Waller first up, and the purple sleeves find the line. But the one I want to note at odds is the Getaway. 3 wide, no cover, off a steady tempo, gets badly out-sprinted as you might expect. Just starts to stay on enough for me late and gets tightened. Sneaky runs, Stu.
Okay, and who are the horses that's around there? What was that, Master Shahud?
And that one that wanted Musselbrook, Petrology. He hit the line fine for me.
All right, well, you might have signalled one out there, and well, how about
Let's have a look at it.
Let's have a look at it. Let's focus a little bit more on this, Mike. We're going back to, when was this? This is 28th of January. When was this? Last year, 2019. This is the Australia Day Cup, and Mike, surplus in the race. We've got Satono Raisin as well, and why have we chosen this?
Well, I just think, looking at last start run, I thought, is this sneaky or not? So I went to its previous preps. This horse has won at 40-1 before. It's come 4th over 1,800 metres at 80-1, and this is the end of its last prep. It's against benchmark 90-plus horses, like Stu just said. It's pretty competitive all the way to the line, and it's down to benchmark 78 mark on Saturday. So if it produces that run, it wins.
Oh, you can pull a replay out. Geez, we've had some on Key Factors, haven't we? 2019, 2018, it doesn't really matter. You've got to find the right replay. All right, let's get this race started here, Mike. I can smell some value. Soldier of Love with the form and New Arrangement.
Yeah, the Getaway is off the page, down the bottom about 5 metres below your TV screen. So you might see him at the end. Soldier of Love, New Arrangement, and Milkman racing well in Brisbane, being well backed up there as well.
Okay, yeah, of course. Back into Sydney after a Brisbane campaign like so many horses do this time of year. Okay, Mike, progression to the 1,800.
Such an even race. Let's be quick. Spirit Ridge can improve. Matawi can improve second up. Form round Dealmaker last start. Across Dubai, second up in Australia, can definitely improve. An Attention Run, she goes good fresh.
Wow, this is where Key Factors have to help us, Mike. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 6 horses here, so let's see if distance at stage of preps can help.
Help or confuse? I think you're being kind. Let's have a look and see which horses like the distance. I think Spirit Ridge, Matawi like the step to 1,800 metres across Dubai. Yep. He'll like it as well.
Absolutely. Really keen to see what you think of this horse. Just having its first Aussie start last time in, Mike. What about track conditions?
I know they've had recent failures on heavy, but I think they both like it. Athletic types, Milkman and Attention Run, like the conditions.
Okay, so some nice value. Look at that down the bottom. Milkman and Attention Run sneaking in, Mike. Position in run, 1,800.
Big question with a rise in weight for Soldier and Love. It's a wide barrier, isn't it? Articus and Etana drawn wide too.
Spirit Ridge, Matawi, Milkman, across Dubai. New Arrangements right there if it gets a run. Attention Run's right there. Soldier of Love, you're against it again until it probably walks in the yard.
Oh dear.
Plenty of gold across the page there, Mike. So this looks a nice open race. Let's have a look and bring in all the ratings and of course the prices, because I've got a little feeling we're going to have a little dig here, Mike. $7 Spirit Ridge, oh so consistent. Across Dubai, $12. What am I looking at here down the page? 101 a length off. $101 only a length off.
There he is. We know 2 things about this race. Number 1, it is a very, very open race. And number 2, the Getaway, despite the fact he's got duck egg in the form, he will be right in the finish, I think. Up to 1,800 metres, fourth up. He was fine last start when he was wide up a steady tempo, fine the line late when tightened. The getaway at 100 to 1 with just one length off the ratings, you have to back him each way, Stu.
How good. The getaway as a best bet and an each way play there in race number 6 on the card. How good's that going to be? Cheering that one home late in the day.
Mum will have it in the first 4, I think, for sure.
All right, well, let's keep it moving. Race number 8, we're up to 1,300 metres. It is a handicap, and I'll tell you what, Mike, you look through the race guide and you're going to see red and orange flags all throughout some of the key chances in the form guides here, because a few of these that can jump slowish. And Trumbull, well, you're going to see misstart. Its last 2. It is back in trip, but it is favourite here at $6. True Detective also there, right on $6. Draws the outside gate. J-Max steering for 2 of its 3 wins on him. Jumps off of Duller, gets on down in the weights. Outrageous $6.50. Opened as much as $15 as well. Back end trip, offer fresh and gets the perfect draw here. Noble Boy, $7.50. Well, the jury's out on its last start. I know we were on. Shawnee, $8 right there. Race keenly, jump slowish. That's what you're going to read in the race guide. And of course, Thy Kingdom Come, $9.50 should push forward from the inside, Mike. But look at this, $6 the field. Can the punters come back for Trumbull again?
I'm not sure. $6 when he might miss the start. Maybe leave him out. True Detective as well. Finally got his win, but wide barrier, $6. Leave me out. That outrageous. He was good last start. Let's have a look at him last prep, because he has similar form to another horse in the race that just keeps getting underrated in markets. Murillo went forward, went very, very hard with You Make Me Smile, and Jeezy was tough to the line. I know Outrageous should have won, and if you're on him this day, I apologise for showing this replay, but there is a 3.5 kilogram turnaround to Murillo as well. He seems to like the wet. He's so tough on pace, isn't he, Stu?
Yeah, he is. And hang on, Murillo, Scat Daddy in the wet, right? What do you know about them?
Well, I think the same breeding as Contapatiro, that American dirt track breeding seems to go well. Outrageous, look, definitely should have won by maybe a length and a half, but with that 3.5 kilogram turnaround, they're both in the mix.
Okay, so a nice run there. We'll have a look at this replay. I'll tell you what.
Why not? Why not?
The crowd were cheering this day. Why? Well, that's because Winx won its 26th race in a row out of its 33. But we're not looking at Winx here. We're looking at Invictus Prince here, Mike, along the inside, and we'll earn some decent prize money here, doesn't it?
This is the day some people were spruiking Kementari, and Winx was alongside him, 300 out, and only one of them was going to win from there. Winx, massive, massive surge. How good is it to see her again? But Invictus Prince, beating horses with benchmark 100+ level, strong to the line, and he's a swimmer, and he's in form.
Very strong through the line. It was a couple of years ago, so we've got to see if that horse has got the same sort of scope as we head into this race on Saturday. So let's have a look now to see if the key factors can help us with that horse and all the others. But it's outrageous with the form.
Only just is going pretty well, but Invictus Prince first up was very, very strong. We could have given him the gold bar too.
Okay, so another nice open race by the looks of it here. What about Progression?
Geez, Noble Boy was disappointing last start. How much can he improve? I don't know. I backed him, so I'm probably not the one to judge. Shawnee, she can improve. She was a bit fresh last start, wasn't she? And Invictus Prince can definitely improve second up.
Got to forget old bets, mate. And it's got some gold bar there. So let's keep going. Distance at stage of prep.
Oh, it's so hard to forget old bets. Trumbull back to 13's better. Invictus Prince, he was so good over 11, but 13 is almost that Winx Stakes race, isn't it? 1,300 means much better for him.
All right, let's see if we can smash the line again on Saturday. It's in front in our key factors here, Mike. Track conditions.
Bangkok finally gets a wet track, and she's still going well. Tory Joy likes it wet, but is she fitting up first up? We'll find out.
Okay, so Invictus Prince out by a length from Bangkok, and Outrageous with a host of others in behind. Who gets the good position in run here?
There's plenty of tempo in this race, so I'm not playing position in run. I think they'll all get their chance.
Okay, so Invictus Prince hangs on. Bangkok looks to get a good run in the race. Outrageous draws really well. So Invictus Prince there by a length. Mike, let's see if it can keep that Winx form up over the distance over from a couple of years ago. But there it is, $14 on top. Outrageous $6.50. Where's these other favourites? True Detective, Trumbull. Okay, so they're only a couple of lengths behind, but they're not on top.
Not on top, no. And some really solid horses. Questions on Got Unders, I think, at $31 back in distance, even though he's right there in the ratings. Like Kingdom Come, not quite as good at Rosehill, and Shawnee back in distance. And Trumbull keeps missing the start, and True Detective never wins. So just with all those questions, you end up with a few. Invictus Prince, it's obvious. He's a top rater. He's $14. He is the best bet. But Murillo, you have to play him lightweight in the lead on a wet track. he could do something at $26 as well.
All right, some nice value there with Murillo, but Invictus Prince, well, that's value as well, but it is the best bet there at $14. And of course, we have to wrap it up. Race number 9, 1,300 metres, a benchmark 78 under handicap conditions to end the day. And well, Bandersnatch has been well in the market both runs this time in, and the punters, well, they've stepped back in with the good draw and backed him from $4.60 into that $3.90 quote, back to the benchmark 78 grade. Avdallah knows him very well, ridden 6 out of the 10 starts and of course 3 of the 4 wins. Handspun, $5.50, a little bit of support too, nice there over the line, fresh behind Adelong. Drawing wide here, we've got Bold and Wild, $7.50, weakened from on pace significantly last start. Tricky Gal, $8.50, closed well in Brizzy, its latest run. And then out to Night of Power, $10, resuming for Björn. Bandersnatch, Mike, is this one of these punters' horses they just keep coming back for?
I can't find him, Stu. I mean, he's going pretty well, but what upside does he have into his preparation? He'd probably run well, but 390 is too short for me. Let's have a look at Tricky Gal first up. She's going very well as preparation. Second, third up, she had dry tracks and she was solid, but she was arrogant this day. Heavy track, wide, when you had to be near pace and inside. She comes to the outside, she just keeps coming. Her wet track stats are amazing. She's a swimmer, Stu.
Well, that's what we're going to want to see on Saturday, especially late in the day as well. Could they be coming down this sort of part of the track?
I think so. She can sort of one of those horses that can sustain a long run from midfield, which should suit the track on Saturday.
Okay, well, let's have a look at a replay here. We're going a little bit left field here, Mike. A horse called Upper House. I remember backing this horse at Canberra a few starts ago at $20. And, well, look, 2 starts later, here it is at Wagga on the heavy track. And, well, this absolutely surged home out wide.
Well, I think I'm getting old, Stu, because I think I've found this horse twice. We tipped it at Canberra. I completely forgot about it, and I found it again, and you had to remind me, mate. But, yes, it is going well. This is Wagga a couple of starts after the Canberra run, down the outside, probably a little bit against the pattern. Pretty strong with Miss Scorcher form around Fermanagh Lab, which lines up pretty well. Went on to win at Queanbeyan next start, slicing through up the inside. Sometimes these country horses are simply flying, even though they're 5-6 years old.
And I'm going to forgive you for letting a country horse get under your guard. You go through thousands of horses, mate. I can understand.
I am getting old as well, mate. I'm definitely getting old. I forget these horses.
All right, let's see if we can find a winner in the lucky last. Race number 9. We've had a look at some replays and the form. Well, a few of them have got some form.
It was a nice ride, but Handspun was still good. Cuban Royal, what was wrong with him coming third last start? Upper House. He gets a 14-point drop from Country to City, which is the same as Man of Peace got when he won. That brings him right into the mix.
Okay, so maybe some value to end the day, but the key factors can always help us, Mike. Who's got progression?
Bold and Wild. I said he was a group horse, and he let me down last start, didn't he? I guess he can improve. Night of Power. Can he improve this prep? His trial was so good, wasn't it, Stu?
It absolutely was, Mike. What about obviously the distance?
Looking for 1,300 metre types. Night of Power, that's the question. First up, is he really more of a stayer, 1,600 metres plus? An Oakfield Missile. She won at 13, but that was a strong tempo, which is not guaranteed on Saturday.
Look at all that gold over 1,300 metres. They all love it, you're pretty much saying. What about track conditions? Who likes this?
Gold? Look at this.
Oh, come on.
Poetic Charmer, first up, wet track, a bit of a risk.
Can we have a double there? Those that like the distance, into the track conditions, plenty of them. Handspun, Tricky Gal, Night of Power, Cuban Royale and Upper House. But it's position in run that we get a few leaders from.
Yeah, it's just, once again, decent-sized fields at Rosehill, some very wide barriers to contend with. I like the map for Tricky Gal and Night of Power if he's fit enough first up.
Yeah, of course. Resuming there for Björn and Tricky Gal out on top. But the favourite backers, they'd be happy to see a little bit of gold there for Bandersnatch. Handspun right there. Cuban Royal, as you said, right there. Upper House at any old odds. Tricky Gal and Night of Power, well, they've won the key factors. Do they win our bets to see who can get the job done in race number 9? Late in the day, Mike, punters might be looking for a bit of a get out here. So you're pretty much saying you're not sacking the favourite here, but you're not backing it at $3.90. That's one thing you can say.
No, I'm putting a big red flag on this race. If you're down by the 9th race, there is definitely no morals in this race, and I do not think Bandersnatch is a moral. He's borderline lay for me. I'll see what happens on Saturday with the leader track pattern. But yeah, very open, like we say. Tricky Gal, Night of Power. I like them both, but I know one of them is fit. So I will go with Tricky Gal each way, and I'll have a look at Night of Power in the yard. And we'll go with the country horse, Upper House, at odds. Yeah, even though he's got a wide barrier, he's flying. He could definitely win as well.
All right, so Tricky Gal back from the little Queensland preparation there. Fit, as you said, Mike. That's a wrap-up for us. Race number 9, but stick around after the break. Plenty more coming your way. All the other best bets, $100 hot seat, and, of course, our charity multi. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by the raceguide.com.au. Stu and Mike here, and we've taken you through 5 big races at Rosehill Gardens this week, and Mike, 100 to 1 shot featured as one of the tips. Is that telling me it's going to be a bit of a value sort of day at Rosehill this Saturday in the wet?
Yeah, we have everything. All odds on Saturday, I think, at Rosehill. We definitely need some luck because it's an open card, I think.
Yep.
Let's have a look at the tips across the board and see which horses we like across the 9 races. Andermatt, we were talking about him before the show. We just think he's the best $2 in the race. Plus, he's fit in a wet track at 320. We think he wins. Legwork, good last start, running on wide against the bias, bound to win. Destroyed them last start. Could be progressive. The Lord Mayor, 24 suits. Malaya Magic, the each way player of the day. The Getaway,
$101.
The value play of 2020 so far. Superium, second up can improve. Invictus Prince, swooping down the outside with Wings Form, and Tricky Gal is a mutter stew.
All right, so from 100 to 1s all the way down to $3.20 favourites. It's a really big range of bets there in terms of the prices. $100 hot seat time, Mike. This is the time where you can just say, well, you got $100 to play with. Spread it loud and wide across the program. The Getaway is going to feature there. How much are we putting on it?
$100 a win. No, why not? Well, why not? We couldn't get on probably, could we? $25 on Malaya Magic, $8. Race 6, $10 each way. The Getaway at 101 to win, 30 to place.
$30 a place will do.
We'll take third now on a Thursday night. $20 Invictus Prince, swooping down the outside. Murillo will give a lot of cheek, and I definitely don't want to lose on Bangkok on a wet track. And race 9, the Get Out Stakes, not confident, but a couple of odds. Tricky Gals and Mutter, an upper house can win at $18, Stu.
All right, so a lot of value across the page there for the $100 hot seat. Mike, we need to get that profit raging for 2020 into the positive. Well, let's get the charity multi started now. Of course, we're doing it for the Red Shield Charity Appeal. And Mike, let's start with race number 1. We're going to start with a multi. We've got Andermatt. You just said a few good things about it as well. The best 2-year-old in the race, obviously well bred as well for the boys in blue. We'll multi that up with race 4, the Lord Mayor, $4, nicely prepped up as one of Waller's 5 in the race. We'll have 20 on that at $12.80. And well, off the top of the show, I told you my mum could back a first 4. She made 22 grand from her $10, so I'll have $20 on race 6. We're going to box up Matawi, Soldier of Love, Attention Run, Across Dubai, Milkman, and your 100 to 1 pop, the Getaway. And mate, maybe I can learn from her and actually win something like that.
Yes, Isles, she's beaten us to the punt, hasn't she? What a massive return. I cannot wait for my bottle of wine or case of beer in the mail, Stu, because surely we helped out with that, didn't we?
Oh, we did, mate. It's all good banter. How good are great racing stories. We hope you can have some as well this weekend. But head to the raceguide.com.au. You've got to figure out how your horse is going to profile at Rosehill in those conditions. That's what we've put all the time and effort into. But hopefully we'll be at the track in a few weeks. And good luck in punting from the couch.
Enjoy your weekend.